was born with the wrong sign in the wrong house with the wrong ascendancy. I took the wrong road that led to the wrong tendencies. I was in the wrong.
Okay, welcome back to another edition of Cannabis in Canada. This time we're calling it CSI Abby. I guess it's Cannabis Security Investigators, I guess, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people, back on May 6th of 2009, this year, some may recall my plants were cut down by police. I've remained silent and grinding my teeth for about, whatever it's been, 4 months now. I'm just ballparking this off the top of my head here, but it's been whatever since the 6th. And it's been kind of hard to sit back, and even now I can't talk about the particulars. All I can do is give you as much of an update as possible. I have the police report of how they came in my house. You can see how it's a nice thing. I do have a couple of things I'll be able to read to you from it. Due to the fact that it's before the courts still, well, it's not even before the courts, it's actually still being waged. I can't talk about any of the actual key points, of course, because there's just simply too many, and in time I really hope that option will come up. At the same time, as you all know, when lawsuits get settled, they usually get settled with a clause of the inability to talk about the case. So as Cannabis in Canada, as a founder, I had to look at what do I want to do with this channel. We started this channel to educate people about their rights and about how to be safe when using your cannabis and what are your rights around using cannabis. And one of your rights is to not have officers come in and chop them down. So I then had to look at, even though I've been asked to kind of be quiet, I asked why has there been no media in 4 months have covered the fact that a legal exemptee is suing the Abbotsford Police Department. You know, this is a serious issue. It's a serious issue when they can just walk into somebody who, whether I look healthy or not, shouldn't be applicable. The fact of the matter is, I'm 16 years with AIDS, okay? And if somebody just walked in your house and cut down anything of yours, or destroyed anything in your house and just left a sorry note, how would you feel aside from violated, which is the common sense answer? So it leads us to where we are today. A couple things to talk about. Some of you may remember what I'm showing below me here in picture, and what I'm showing below me is going to be really just be the police. You'll see where I approached the police board when I first got here, informing them of our intent to open a non-profit society to educate and endorse the dispensing of cannabis to medical patients. This society has now been incorporated and now exists. The same society I brought to them is now known as the Cannabis in Canada Society of BC. We fall under this Non-Profit Societies Act, and we've done all our applicable paperwork, have our 5 founders, and of course all our bylaws and everything are available online, as well as our constitution, our goals and objectives. All that being said, if you can put this into perspective, there was an approach to a police board. A week later, they raided my house, cut down 50% of my plants. Well, they say they only cut down 21 of my 92 that I had in the house, of the 98 that we were allowed total as a collective. It was very interesting to note that while we approached the police, they came in a week later. Whether there's a connection or not, I'm not drawing any conspiracy theories. Actually, the police have been rather good about this whole ordeal, in my own opinion, because aside from the fact it took me a long time to get this report, but that could be for a host of reasons. There's a lot of stuff that has to be answered, but it's going to come out in court. I really wish I could get into it, but I will talk about some of it here in a minute, some of the stuff that's going on in court. But back to the society thing, you have to think, we've lived in this town now for only going on 7 months, and we've laid it all on the line. You know, we came here and we laid it all on the line. We said, okay, told the police board what we plan to do, went ahead and allowed certain key officials to know what we intend to do, and formulated a group with like-minded people who weren't in this for profit, who were in this to help the sick and to benefit the disabled, and those who can't help themselves. who have a fundamental right to choose, who may not know that they have that fundamental right, and that right was won back in 1998 by Mr. Terry Parker. These are the kind of things that matter. And that's kind of why the society's formed, and now we're here. So what this does is just add verification to some of the stuff that's been going on. It has taken a tremendous toll on our family, this without a doubt. But at the same time, I'm sure it has with other members, of other founding members, and in the stress of how to move forward in a town that actually, the town itself here is not all that friendly. The town itself here had a bylaw, if we all remember. I'm still in stark opposition to this bylaw, which we have to approach City Council about, which actually says that right now what I'm doing is illegal, that I can't have this society. So, you know, they can come ticket me. I'm wide open on YouTube. You know, if anybody wants to report me, you know, it's right there for you to report. The registration number's there. So, the reason I say that is because I believe that the bylaw is arbitrary and unconstitutional, and I don't believe that municipal law supersedes federal law at any point, any time, anywhere. Flat out, hands down. They can come and give a ticket when you're breaking a law, but when you're not, it's not right. So back now, off of the society track. The fact is, the society exists. We're here. We're still growing. We need help. We need people to step forward. We need people in Abbotsford here who are willing to come out, send us an email and let us know if you're interested in helping, whether you want to be an associate member or a full member. The only difference between an associate member and a full member is one can be serviced with cannabis and one can't. That is the only difference. And everybody is qualified through doctors, which is fundamental. I mean, all of our checks and balances are in place, and we're, you know, our target is trying to approach to 100 members. You know, we get to 100 members, we'll feel a lot more comfortable than where we're currently sitting. All said, that's where we stand with the society, and the board of directors has a lot of plans putting together for the fall, time. And what that's going to entail, I'm not sure, so I'm not going to go into talking about what, you know, 9 or 12 other minds are going to decide. So let's get into the police stuff. First off, just a lot of people are probably wondering why the police, why this was never in the media. I notified the media of this situation on May 6th when it happened. I notified them on May 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. I continued because I tried to get it out there. I wanted people to know, because I was looking for similar cases where police may have went in and actually done a similar sort of chopping and hacking of the plants for no reason. Wasn't sure why, just concerned about it. And I look at this situation now, and I read in this report, and it's one part of the report I don't mind reading to you. It's just that that Constable John advised Staff Sergeant Olson and Inspector Powell and Media Liaison Constable McDonald of the file and possible further actions by Wilcox. They also imply in here that I said that I was going to use this situation to advance my medical marijuana cause. Medical marijuana is legal in Canada. I already have a license, so I'm not advancing no cause. What I'm advancing is police brutality and home invasion, okay, by police, when it's not right. When you come in and you do something wrong and you cut down somebody's plants, what I'm doing is advancing the Charter of Rights and Freedoms and exercising my right to it and hoping that other people learn from it and trying to explain that you can do that. It comes with a hefty cost. When you take on a police force, there's a lot of stress, a lot of time that goes into it. But the one thing you need to fundamentally understand is that you need to stand up for your rights and exercise your rights, and that you have them, and that nobody should be able to walk in and just leave you a police card with a smiley face and say friggin', hey, we chopped down your plants, call us. It's like, yeah, I'll call you, and then I'll call my lawyer, which I did. And trying not to get angry and even thinking about it, we'll just get into some of the pictures with what I can talk about. As you can see, these are the police photographs that they send when they take stuff out. This is a door here that was kicked in. I can't really talk about the particulars as to what's concerning about these pictures, but this will definitely come out more later when we can discuss it. You can see up there some of the plants that were cut down. I'll ask my camera lady just to zoom in, which she's probably already doing, and zoom in on some of these different pictures. Up here you can see where Sergeant Brown, this is what they do before any photo op. You know, they go and they take their the time they took the picture. which again, even the timelines sometimes are interesting in the report, but